Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we got a pretty big deal going on, build update on Josh's truck, the 22 Tundra. Been waiting on it for a while. If y'all don't know, he went and had it scanned by Superlift, and they've had it for a little bit, not long. Started building a lift kit for it and everything, so he finally got it back. So we're going to reveal what it looks like. Y'all stay tuned. So here it is, the 22 Tundra with a 6-inch lift on it. It's a pretty big deal. Finally got it back the other day. Like I said, they've been building it, building all the parts for it. It's huge. Went ahead and upgraded tires too. It's a 37-inch tire. So on 12 and a half, or 37 by 12 and a half. Still sitting on 20s, but big old truck. They did a whole lot of work to it to make this suspension work the way it is. Still trying to develop some things. I think like the shocks and stuff like that are still being, I don't want to say developed, you just can't get that stuff nowadays.
Right.
So let's we can do a walk around, crawl under it, kind of show you what all was done. Let me show you the height. I'm somewhat tall. I mean, this thing's just massive, just trying to get in. I mean, it's up to my thigh, so it's pretty stupid. Hope he gets some maybe running boards one day. Josh is shorter than I am, so by a lot. So I think he's got a little trampoline set up that he can just run and jump and
it's nice. It falls out usually. I had to hide it for this video.
That's right. So anyways, yeah, let me, I guess, give me the camera. I'll crawl under there and kind of show you what's going on with it. All right, so here we are at the front of the truck. This is going to be the, I guess, little subframe cross member type. And it's holding on, bolted to the lower A-arm here. Let's see if I can get over here. So, looks like they made some, these end links right there for this front sway bar. Just made those a little bit longer. Let's see.
New knuckle.
Yep, new knuckle. Much taller knuckle. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's going to be right there. That's going to be, I guess, the same shock and spring setup. And like I said earlier, that they're going to have to do something, wait on those to come in. Alright, they also made a longer bump stop extension. That's going to be right here. So that's new. There's that knuckle again. Of course, they relocated brake lines and ABS sensor or speed sensors on the hub. It looks like the A-arms are the same though. I think they just reused that. Well, there we go. If I'm not mistaken, they say all the geometry is exactly the same. They're going to so here I am in the middle of the truck looking towards the front, and you can see that whole subframe bracketry and how it's tied in on the back side of the front. Alright, now because he's running 37s, he had to do a little bit of trimming. There was a little bracket on the frame. In fact, I don't even think it was a bracket. It didn't do anything.
It's like a little nub.
Yeah, just a little piece of metal that was sticking out, and it was rubbing a little bit. They trimmed that off to make sure that it wouldn't rub the tire when he turned. So that's really not a big deal. I don't think they actually cut into the frame on that. So that didn't hurt anything. There's of course more bracketry and stuffed brake line extension. And there's the ABS sensor bracket holding that up. So a lot of work went into it, I'm sure, just even trying to design the knuckles on it, but sits really, really high. I mean, y'all, that's just a massive stance. Look at the ground clearance on it. I mean, that is just nice. Run over a 5-gallon bucket.
It's gonna make oil changes easier.
Yeah, you can walk under it and change your oil. All right, on the back here, we're kind of still in the middle of the truck, looking back out the back of the truck. So they did get a new shock for that. Had to get one a little bit longer, I'm sure. Let's see if you can see some of this bracketry here. All right, so this bracket here, that looks like it's just going to hold the brake line on the back. And then this is going to be the block between the frame and what is that on the other side? Looks like just a bump stop for the rear axle. So that's new. They did have to make this. Alright, so on these Toyotas, they do have a rear sway bar. I don't know if y'all can see it real good. That, and then there's the end link for that. So they did have to make a whole new bracket to lower the sway bar to keep it the same. And that's what that looks like. Alright, now we're at the very back of the truck looking towards the front. And there's some new bracketry there. And it looks like it's going to be holding, looks like a rear track bar to keep this rear axle kind of in line. And it goes right there and comes back. And all this is new. So they had to get that to raise the axle, or not raise the axle, but raise the suspension. And you know, it's going to hold the suspension parts. I can't hardly get under here. So y'all can see that. Spring looks like it's the same, but at the top of the spring, that new perch up there, lowered that down, so that would give it the lift. Alright, so there's the back of the rear end. There's another bracket kind of holding up, looks like a torsion bar almost, to keep that axle wrap under control because it's got 137 horsepower. I'm just picking, I'm sure it's got like 3 more than that at least. But there's one on the bottom too. Let's see if we can get that. There it is. So it's got one on the bottom and then one up top. But to keep all the geometry the same, they had to make all these brackets. So I think they did a fine job. Everything looks great. All right, so y'all check this out. They're saying they keep the same geometry for everything, so you can still do your alignment and caster and camber on the tires and everything. And this is how they're going to do it. They did. They kept the same cam bolts, so you can still move it. There's one on the front, just like this, and you sit there and mess with it. I believe they, well, let me see. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like there's one up top, but I can't confirm that. But anyways, at least that'll help you a whole lot in getting your alignment right and driving straight and true without chewing up tires. Alright, so back out from under it again. See if you can tell how tall this dude really is. I mean, it's crazy. So there it is, a walk around of the 6-inch lift from Super Lift. Of course, this is the first prototype. I mean, it's a big deal. We live in an area where they're not far from us. Josh got his hands on a Tundra, and they used it to scan it and make all the parts. So it should be coming out shortly once they get it in production and start making it. But y'all be sure to stay tuned because there's plenty more of this truck to come. think Josh wants to do some steps on it. Whether they automatically fold down when you open the door or not, I don't know. That's his decision. I know he wants bumpers, some LED lights, front and rear bumpers. So y'all stay tuned. We'll keep you updated along the build, and we'll see how everything goes.